Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about a really... I don't know. Just don't know, but it's the gamer, so... You get what you expect from that bracket. But either way, from the gamer, Grand Theft Auto 6 needs to be more expensive. First and foremost, I'm not running a charity. I'm not running a charity to feed the developers table, well, the developers who are especially woke, their food table. I'm not there to feed them. That's your job, games journalist. It's your job to run a charity to feed the woke game developers. Yeah, because it's not me. I'm definitely not paying, and I identify myself as non-binary. I'm not going to buy garbage that is absolutely insanely woke. Here. This is the game journalist who wrote this. The picture says everything you need to know about it, and even more so when the profile actually has pronouns in them. And apparently gone protected, and the person is on the... well... that place where they have a certain problem with a certain thing. Right. It's not... let's continue here. I don't know. This is one of those moments where I think, what the fuck is wrong with these people? But then again, communists. Anyway. It's not a good time to be in the games industry. Layoffs are constant and studios are getting shut down on a regular basis. Games require more time and money than ever, and competition is only getting more intense. Competition is good. The more competition you get, the better you as a customer is. Because the more alternatives out there, the prices will go down, and studios will see, well, they will have to slim down, they'll have to be more efficient at getting more out of their bang for their money, so they can actually conquer the customer. And that means it's going to be to have to cut HR departments, the consultancy agencies that they like to spend money on, and things like that. But obviously, for a person like this, they don't seem to understand those tiny little facts. But before I continue, here is a trailer. Right. So, continuing with this nonsense, video games are riskier investment than ever, and the future of the medium feels uncertain and unsustainable. Yes, because you people start... is just spending money on things that are not necessary. You hire people with no talent, no skills, or ability to learn to develop games, and then you go on and hire diversity studios to police your content. Then you hire HR departments and all of those things. Eventually, you're going to start pissing away money, and that money could have gone for actual people who are actually doing the actual work. But no, you prefer to go on and waste money on garbage instead. No wonder lots of studios end up closing. I'm looking at you at the studio behind Concord, which I already forgot its name, and that's a good thing. Continuing, but there is also hope that Take-Two will price GTA 6 at $80 or even $100, breaking the arbitrary $70 price barrier we have been accustomed to for several years now, and letting other studios then make their games more expensive as a net consequence. Yeah, go on, try that. Let's see how that one works out, because right now the games are very expensive in my region. They increase price exponentially, and what did I do? I stopped purchasing them. Yeah? See how that works out, because if you're going to price games at that price, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting basically that. And in certain game studios, they even increase the price, making it even harder for a third world shithole like the one I currently live in, even more difficult to actually get it. And that means I'm not purchasing it. That's wonderful, isn't it? Go on, do it! Do it! Do it! Yeah, do it! I can't wait to see more Concords. Oh yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it. I can't wait to see more, what was it? Dustborn. I can't wait to see more Suicide Squads. I definitely can't wait to see more Veil Guards. Oh yeah. Go on, do it, you bunch of morons. But anyway, continuing. Despite knowing that this would ultimately be good for the industry, my only instinct was to balk at the price. Since I live outside of the US and I'm a victim of exchange rates, yeah, but this person doesn't seem to think much beyond that. They seem to have a very limited understanding of things. They seem to not understand how money works and who is responsible for, well, a lot of exchange rates and taxes. But anyway, I'm already paying nearly $100 local dollars for every AAA game I purchase. Well done! You're still in a better condition than I am in. So basically what you're suggesting is that, well, people stop buying games and leave it only for a few. Maybe that's only one way. Maybe, no, really. Let's put our heads together. Maybe that's exactly what these games journalists and some of those consultancy agency wants, because that means only the extreme rich gamer, extreme rich gamer will be able to afford games, and then eventually it will be the wokest of the woke who will be able to afford it. Because let's face it, only the extreme woke are actually filthy rich, because they live off of their parents' money. Because they don't have to work, they don't do anything, and most of the work they do is, well, write shitty articles on some shitty website. So gamers like me who are toxic will be kicked out. Oh well, there's always indie games. And older games, and well, yo ho, it's a pirate's life for me. Alright. Right, where was I? Oh yeah, that in order for video game development to be sustainable, prices must be raised. No, it means to be able to be sustainable, as I've already said, cut the HR department, cut the consultancy agencies, because I know you people hire a bunch of them. Yeah, stop hiring incompetent people and people based on gender or sexual preference, skin color. Don't hire them. Only hire them based on skills, regardless how they look, regardless who they choose to, well, have fun with. hire based on merit, on skills. Done! Now the costs, the development costs are going to go down, the quality of your product will go up, and people will purchase your product. Boom! Problem solved. Continuing, there is no avoiding it because the way things stand now, the industry cannot sustain itself in the revenue it's currently making. Exactly, it cannot. Which is a good thing. A very good thing. Because that means studios like the ones responsible for Concord will go down. And people behind Suicide Squad, well, potentially will also go down. Anyway, gaming studios exist in constant precarity for workers to have job security and for one failed game to not be studio destroying. Making video games must be more financially feasible. Yeah, let me put it this way. First and foremost, I'm not a charity. Secondly, I am definitely not going to run a charity to support woke developers. If you want to do that, go right ahead. It's your money, it's your time, it's not mine. So, do it. But don't count me for it. Don't count me on it, because I'm definitely not going to be sustaining your woke fest. It's important to remember that video games are a luxury item, not a necessity. Correct. And that seems to be kind of the view the government of the shithole I live in thinks. They think that you should be working for the government and only for the government with excessive taxes and all of those things. So you should not have any enjoyment, not any happiness, not anything else. The only thing you should have, is to work for them and only be barely alive. That's their plan. You should not live, only be alive. See the difference? People cannot entertain themselves, cannot enjoy, cannot take joy out of joy on their lives or anything like that. They cannot. They need to be subjugated completely to the government. And that's what those commies seem to think. And the cost of making them has gone up. Economics dictates the price has to go up too. Yeah, go right ahead, do it. After all, your people keep adding fluff into the garbage that the games are, so go right ahead. Especially with the costs of releasing a game lately has decreased exponentially. Because in the past, for instance, a Super Nintendo game, you would have to have the box, the manual, the plastic, the chip that is printed on and things like that, which definitely would cost a whole lot more money back then, and development and computers and things like that, which were a whole lot more difficult to make and more expensive for you to get, and yet the prices were obviously a bit expensive, but considering the costs, okay, it was okay. Today, the only thing you have, well, obviously the computer parts are not that cheap, but definitely cheaper in comparison to back in the day. Your release, well, maybe you get a Blu-ray release with some DVD-like case. That's it. Most of it is going to be digital, left to Steam or some other platform to handle. So the costs are way, way, way down. Maybe you write a manual, maybe you won't. Definitely not going to print it. And if you do, well, it's going to be in the collector's edition. So more money. So what's the excuse this time? Oh yeah, wait, it's the consultancy agencies and the DEI hires. Anyway, continuing. Because after all, we are living on the late stage. There you go. Late stage capitalism. So there it is. We all know now she's a communist. And communists don't understand economy. All around the world, the cost of living is rising. while wages stagnate. Yeah. The more you try to raise the minimum wage, the more things will start to cost, because you then need to increase the prices to pay for the minimum wage. Yeah, I had a discussion with a few communists who don't seem to understand how minimum wage works. They don't seem to understand even the basics of the basics. They actually think it magically appears that you have money. Yeah, these people tend to believe on Santa Claus way too late on their infancy. Anyway, put food on the table and actually try to enjoy the life you end up living. Yeah, no, not in the government here and not for communists. Is there another way for the industry to crawl out of this hole? Yes, I told you many times in this video how you do it. It would be great if the CEOs stopped getting raises while laying off employees en masse. Yeah, but most of their wages will still not be enough to increase the wages of their employees. Sure, maybe they shouldn't be getting the raise and the money should stay in the company to stay afloat, but it's not going to increase much. Maybe $1, $10 in the end of the wage of the employee? Who knows? But that's unlikely to happen anytime soon, and while I'm generally happy to blame corporate figures for the consequences of their mismanagement, yeah, on that I agree. The mismanagement is them hiring a lot of woke idiots and woke crap. There are still larger forces at play here. These spiraling costs are real for corporations and for small companies. If we don't want the industry to continue in its collapse, we might just have to cough up the cash necessary to make all of this sustainable. It's bleak, but that's capitalism. No, it's not. We are not running a charity here. And, more importantly, I'm not running a charity to sustain woke developers. I am not your slave. You can go fuck yourself if you make a woke game, and I'm not interested. So my money will stay closed in my wallet. No, not stay closed. It'll stay in my closed wallet. There you go, much better. But these people don't seem to understand that simple concept. Because, after all, they are communists, and communists are all about slave labor. Oh, God. Well, definitely kind of fits. Again. Eisenbart. Well, cheery bye.